All right. Do we have any questions or general questions about the harmonic scanner this morning? Does everybody already have it pulled up? And are we good to go? Yes, no, maybes. All right. So for the harmonic scanner or the Sensei training, guys, I'm going to go ahead and drop this link inside as well. So just in case you guys do not, hey, relax. Just in case you guys do not understand or you need a replay of whatever's going on here, just take that link once we get done with today's session. Okay. So if we take a look, guys, this is your harmonic scanner. I'm gonna just go over some tools here that I use with my harmonic scanner so we can know how to use this better. Hey, what's up? I'm gonna put you down. Um, so with that, I have the info line, and what this basically does is tell you how far something is, the distance between, stuff like that, and it'll provide you that information by itself. If you ever want to know where these numbers come from, you can take a fib, and this is just some extra information, guys. Your fib retracement, and you go from X to A, and if you notice, this is where your information lines up and comes from, or a majority of it is really off by a little, or you can just drop it right here, and you'll see it lines up here. Okay, it may be off by like 2 or 3, 2 to 10 pips, but that's based on how it was drawn out. Okay. So paste that there. So if I was wondering where this was going, what spot was this in? It is currently in our sweet spot zone, which is 618, I'm sorry, 618 zone. So I know for sure that this is going to be a sell. But then as well, what are our basic rules, guys? And I'm going to keep this very, very simple for you. When the D is on top, we are selling. It's telling us to sell. When the D is on the bottom, it's telling us to buy. If you need further confirmation and you don't understand that information, when your entry is on top of your TP, that is a sale. My license was suspended. When your entry is on the bottom or below your TP, that is a buy. Okay. Now, this is what your harmonic scanner looks like when you just start it up. If you've already gotten your information placed into it, just hit load chart, Sensei. Bam. And it loads up. As y'all can see, I sit in other trainings as well. So I have a few other strategies in here that I could use at any point in time. But once you basically master one, you'll start understanding its purposes. You'll understand how to create new strategies. You'll understand how to develop your mentality as a trader. Okay. So from here, as I mentioned to you, with entry on the bottom of the TP is asking for a buy. In this one, could be coming up pretty soon. Right now, I would tell you guys, hey, write this information down because right now it is currently not active. And what I mean by not active is not providing me confirmation utilizing my Sensei strategy. Okay. So anytime you guys see me put not active, active, things like that in a Telegram group in reference to a signal, is because it's preparing. It's because it's loading. It's because I want you to take the time and look for yourself to understand, okay, this is what he sees. This is how he got the win. Okay. Or this is what he sees and this is how he lost. Okay. And the same thing goes for others when I'm training and I'm back testing and I'm trying to learn. Okay. A neat bottom part of the graph, huh? But you drew those trend lines after, right? Yes, I did draw those trend lines after. I'm sorry about missing that question. Yes, I did draw those trend lines after. What I personally do is take a price point, draw trend lines, and make a decisive decision. So from here, you have your, I'm gonna turn it red so we know what we're looking for. And this is just color coordination. So as you're continuing to grow, as you're continuing to do things, it makes it easier for you to just be able to recognize what you're looking for. So I'm looking for a sale here. I'm finna put you down, Bubba. You want to go out the window? Okay. All right. All right. All right. You can spend it. All right. So here you're looking for a sale. So with that, you have your red line here, red line here. We're gonna have a red line here. Boom. Red. Boom. Red. All right, y'all. So mind you, it said we're supposed to be buying. So when I say not active, I'll place this trade in there and I'll be like, hey, Euro GBP is not active. Hey, get ready to take a look and see what's going on. Okay. But what you're looking for in confirmation is something like this. V for vertical. All right. So what I mean by that on the sale, you have your red line on top of your blue line right here. And I want to make sure you guys are seeing this. So as we're going, guys, if y'all can't just type a one in the chat when you see certain things, you have a red line up here over your blue line. And then, as I mentioned, you want to let them know like where are you getting in this area here. So you want to get in on the very next candle. That way you get in at the top or at the close of this candle here. And from there, you'll just continue down. And what I mean by that, this is box one. We are in box two now. So if I continue down, looking at box two, I have 3 lines below the 0 line. Okay. That is what we want in reference to a selling trade. Here, if we go down into the DMI, I have the red line. Well, matter of fact, this is something that you do need to be aware of right here. So when you're looking, you want to make sure to provide that the lines are clearly above. So this would not be it. This would not be the part of the trade you want. So you would wait. And when you wait, you'll be waiting for this section here. When you get to this part here, the reason that you're waiting is because the red line is clearly above the blue and the black line is clearly above the both of them. And if you want to be specific about what is clearly above, anything that taps or hit above 50 is a powerful line, meaning you're gonna get heavy drop. Okay. So if you notice right here, heavy drop. If you notice right here, heavy drop. And it's the same thing, guys. Red line on top, black line far apart, 2 lines below. It's the same thing. So from there, box number 4 is 2 lines up top right here. So with that, we would do the same thing. Come down. And then with that, we would actually do it again because it's still 1 line above. The red line is still above. I'm sorry. The red line is still above. So I'll come down a little bit more and boom, my perfect entry would be here in reference to a buy. Okay. And so when you say, hey, Kev, how do I get a sale using the Sensei? You draw 4 lines and you understand where everything else needs to be in reference to that one line in which you have. Give me 1 second and I'm going to show you guys a buy next. Ready?
Atari or Kev, one of y'all, can y'all check out the EuroCAD buy?
EuroCAD buy. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I just had to put them down right quick. All right, so EuroCAD buy. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know why. I don't know why he called it. I mean, I'm not sure, but
No problem. I'm trying to take a look now. EuroCAD buy. All right. So yeah, what's gonna end up happening, bro, for whomever asked the question. And this is on the daily, so it's gonna go like boom. What happens is it go boom, get stuck here, boom, comes in here. So it's gonna go boom, it came down. It's gonna probably bounce up, get stuck in here, and just come back down. So this is his buy that he's talking about, but I'm gonna come down a little bit more, and this is on a 4 hour. So yeah, you can go from here. You can do a buy from here back to here is TP1 being 155087, and then you can go from here to like here for TP2 155675, and then you can take it all the way back to the top for TP3 being 156361. So if I was to jump in this trade for a buy, that's what I would do. But right here, I don't have a cross yet. So technically it's gonna be a minute before it just takes off back up to the upside. So it's still gonna be in a down, not necessarily a downtrend, but well, yeah, downtrend. Yeah. Because that's what this is right here. But then what I'm gonna tell you, bro, I know you asked me to look into this for you, but what I would tell you is focus on developing your strategy. That way, just like how you say, hey, can you check this? All you're doing is checking it. Just like you asked me to do. All you're doing is checking it. And then when you, let's say you add a strategy and you add proper back testing. When you do those two things, all you have to do is back test your strategy well enough to where can't nobody tell you shit about your strategy. Personally, that's why I'm falling in love with bounce back so heavy. You just got to use it. Harmonic Scanner, I love it. And I think that it's a great tool for when I'm getting up and I'm ready for the London session. It's quick, it's decisive, it's the scalpel out of the crew. But if you don't really know how to use it, you can get very confused. So just to go back, man, and to follow up and follow through, I'm gonna take it back to the harmonic scanner, and we're gonna finish this Sensei training, okay? And if you have any questions thereafter, I can stay on and we can talk about some other things and or some other stuff. I'm actually off today, so we can take a look at a lot today. Um, so now we're actually looking for a buy, and that's like right here, okay? And I'm gonna put a vertical line here. Vertical, vertical, vertical. All right, guys. So if I take a look up here in box one is not presenting me confirmation of a buy. And what is confirmation of a buy in box one? It would be this area here. At least starting with this area here, meaning blue line on top, red line on bottom. This area right here. So with that being said, I'm gonna slide all of my lines down. Boom. And I'm gonna take a look again. Now, mind you, I'm going for the buy. 3 lines all on top here. We good. I'm gonna slide my lines down. If I take a look right here, my blue line is under my black line. Now you can still take this trade, but when you see retracement, that retracement or that consolidation period that you're coming out of, that's because you didn't have momentum. So what I would do is wait another hour, and at the top of that next hour, just jump in based on this information here. If I come down to my fourth box, in box number 4, they haven't even been in the buyer's area at all. So I would be waiting, 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 waiting. Boom. So this is actually my perfect entry here, utilizing the Sensei strategy. So if we take a look right here, I'm basically saying that I would enter on this candle here.
For the fourth box, are you saying that's the perfect point because that's the point where the green is farthest away from the red line?
No, ma'am. So it's the perfect point because if you notice right here,
Mm.
all right, so you, all right, so if you notice right here, let me see if I can make it. There we go. All right. Boom. All right. So in your notes, it says that you need 2 lines above the 0 line. Now,
Mm.
because you asked that question, I'm gonna go ahead and give you some secret sauce. The green line is buyers, the red line is sellers. Okay. I can teach this to you and make it really, really simple, or I can provide you all the information and can create like a information overload. I want you to grasp this and just understand the concept of what it is. Okay. So this is nothing but that MACD line, and it's just telling you where price is going. And green is for buyers, red is for sellers, if you want to look at it like that. But honestly, you just need both lines above the 0 line for a buy. Okay, keep it simple.
Okay. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Um, So to break down a little bit more information, guys, moving forward, what I'm just doing now is just breaking down this scanner. So if you want to take notes on what these things are, I definitely and highly advise you do so, because later when you begin to learn new strategies, when you begin to learn new ways to execute a trade, you're gonna wonder, what are these things, or what are these squiggly lines? Just like how you was asking me earlier, what is that on the bottom? Well, that was the MACD, and that was the MACD with all of its operating features. Um, and I'm gonna pull it up here so you guys can see it. So you have your MACD, you have your signal line, and you have your colors. Now your colors just represent volume, meaning how many people are purchasing and selling within a market. And that is a lot, that is good information to have once you understand how to read it. And I can do a whole tutorial on that by itself, okay? Because that's institutional trading, which means that you're at the point of thinking like a bank. So that's what the MACD is. But basically, whenever you have your MACD and your signal cross below, that is a surefire sell. Whenever they cross above, that is a surefire buy. And if you want to back test, you can just take a look. Boom, 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 boom. It shoots up. They cross over. It crosses the 0, and it still pushes a bit. Okay. And once it crosses back over, it comes down and it drops off. So I personally like it a lot. It's like putting an RSI, stochastic, and volume meter all in one indicator, and I don't have to have a very messy screen. Um, from and that's now to understand, guys. That was your MACD. Now I'm gonna go over the DMI for you. Okay, this is your directional movement indicator. Personally, I like it a lot too. And if you want to write down a tool that acts similarly to your DMI, you can write down ADX. ADX is the same thing in HFX. So to anybody who does HFX, you may not use the DMI. You may use the ADX. Okay. If you're using this on the MetaTrader 4, it may not have the DMI. It may only have the ADX. But basically, they are both the same thing. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this information up here. Mm, 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 mm. All right, so with this one, and I would advise you guys writing this information down. So like DI link, ADX movement, style, stuff like that. Like write it down, because when you go back to reset it, you're gonna say, hey, "Man, I want mine to look like Kev until I understand, and then I want to change it until I want my own flavor." Okay, but at least from this point, you will have an understanding to grow and be great. Okay, so from here, your black line, like I told you, is your momentum. It tells you where I'm sorry, it tells you how much power is behind what it is that you're assuming is going to happen. And what I mean by assuming is going to happen is, if you have a lot of power and your red line is on top, you're assuming that your sellers have a lot of power. Do we understand? If we have this blue line on top, like we do here, we are saying that we are under the assumption that we have a lot of buyers in this scenario. And if you want to verify, like I told you, back test it out. Back test it out. All you got to do is line the information up and just look at it. So from here, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. All right, it's starting to steady out, but it's still getting higher highs and stuff like that. Cool. It's doing what it's telling me it's going to do. Things like this on your DMI, guys, this is consolidation, meaning you're not going to have a big push up or a big push down for those who don't know what consolidation is. Okay? So from there, that is your DMI, guys. Now, me personally, when I'm developing my strategies, when I'm going through the IML Academy and stuff like that, I love for them to tell me what this stuff is and what it does, because that better helps me make a decision on how I'm gonna use it throughout my trading process or add to my trading plan. I hope each and every one of you have a trading plan and or is not just taking any and every trade that's coming to your phone, because what actually is happening is, and what I'm noticing is, a lot of individuals do not have a trading plan and they're wondering why they're losing so much money within a day, or they do have a trading plan, but with that trading plan, it doesn't have an understanding for risk management, um, when to place a trade, how to place stop losses and TPs, stuff like that. So we're just saying we want to get into a trade. I'm glad we hungry, but let's continue to educate ourselves so that we can make better decisions. Okay. So just to move up, we have the RSI, which is a relative strength which is the relative strength index, but it is a moving average indicator. Okay. And that's really all you need to know. All it does is take the combined average and places it into a line format, and it mimics the chart. The MFI and momentum, they're all momentum based indicators. The difference between them is how, or the length. And you can change these to be as tight or as the same as your line or your candlestick chart. And what I mean by that, guys, is if I take this and I change this to 8, it'll change here. But I'm gonna leave it at 5 because at 5 I understand it and I can read it. Now, so this was just a walkthrough on how your Sensei works, how your Harmonic Scanner works, what you're looking for in your Sensei. We checked out a couple of pairs. Does anybody have any questions about Sensei, about the indicators, about what it does?
Do you have a YouTube video of how to set it up?
No, I do not, but I can put one into the chat and make sure you're good to go.
Please and thank you.
Got you. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, y'all. Well, if y'all don't have any other questions, comments, or concerns, my name is Kevin Valentine. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. If you can, just drop it in the chat and let everybody know how you felt, and receive this information. Was it good, bad, or ugly? Would you like to know a little bit more? Is there any expectations you would like to be hit? Thank y'all so much. I'm actually finna get up out of here. Harper said goodbye, and he said thank y'all for coming. If y'all don't need anything else, this will be up on YouTube a little later today. If you can't, just be patient with me. Thank y'all so much. We finna get up out of here. Other than that, I wish y'all all happy trading, and y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.